Hello and welcome to week 15 of our League Pick'em series. My name is Chris, and join with me is my friend Jason.
Hey Chris, good to be back after a week's break. And let's get right into it.
Yeah, it pains me that we missed last week, but a mixture of migraines, Thanksgiving shenanigans, and just the utter, undependability of Jason here. We just couldn't do our video last week.
Oh, okay, yeah, the undependability of Jason as he's asking 14 times, and Chris is like, "Oh, Tuesdays are just way too chaotic all the time." Okay, okay, I bet you're gonna tell me that you're 11 games ahead now too. That type of truth telling.
Yeah, I'll save the score stuff for right before we do the picks, just because it feels kind of convoluted right now. All right, going way back in time to Thanksgiving Day about 2 weeks ago. And the Lions lost. That was cool. I mean, I watched the morning game, but we didn't stay for the night game. But then obviously, I was way more hype last week, and me and Jason were talking mash. Well, he was talking mash shit. I only talked mash shit when they won. He was talking mash shit during the whole game.
He wasn't confident enough to talk shit before they won.
Well, they were down most of this game, and then they came roaring back. It didn't start well. Started with like a pick right away, but then Dak locked in and led the boys pretty clean for most of the game. And yes, they might have scored 28 points, but boomstick defense in this game. Any defense that makes Mahomes punt 6 times, 4 consecutively, is a boomstick defense. I don't care what else happened.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's offense is the biggest thing making Kansas City punt 6 times in a game. I'm sure they've probably done that 10 of the 14 weeks so far. They have not been a good offense.
4 consecutive. I've watched a lot of Chiefs games this season just because they get
Yeah,
so
me
many
too.
games, and
Mahomes puts
fours
people
of them.
right in the hands, and they're like, "Oh, we have anti-stickum on our hands. Let's just let it bounce off."
Anyway, I won't. If this was last week, I would have talked about this for 15 more
This would be your
minutes.
whole
But
video, yeah.
yeah, exactly. But we won't. We won't do that too much. Okay, let's. I'll just go through
Yeah,
the
let me.
highlights, just the weird quick ones. Joe Burrow comes back, has a great game against the Ravens,
That was a surprising one, yeah.
as well as Lamar Jackson is continuing to like collapse.
hmm
Was there something you wanted to say real quick?
Another highlight, yeah. The Rams and Panthers. That was quite a game, and
Oh
the
yes,
Panthers came out on top, which was really surprising.
that's right. That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean they were
Yeah,
due for a loss. I guess they let their hair down.
I mean, we
What was
agreed
the
they're
shot?
probably the best team in the league, right? Or at least the most
Uh,
complete.
yeah, I would have said that before this game, and I think I'd still say that honestly.
They're still on the top of the NFC.
Everything just looks so easy for them. Yeah, I think they're the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
What did
and so
Sean
like
McVay do to lose this game?
I didn't see enough of this one to really criticize him for
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Um, he did get ill, I think, in the week after this game, and had to travel separately from his team to week 14.
I
Uh,
got ill after we lost to the Panthers too.
so much like Aaron Rodgers, he is not Mr. Immunity.
All
Speaking
right.
of speaking of
Well,
Aaron Rodgers, oh man, was it fun to watch him just like make these like ridiculous like I don't care about this team anymore hand gestures as they were losing this game, and just like quit on plays when they were halfway through if he wasn't probably going to be involved in them. Man, it was fun watching that bitch just like question all his life choices. I loved it.
I'm sure he did, and it was definitely a much needed win for the Bills to shore up their wild card situation.
Yeah.
And I think
Besides that,
another good
go
story
on.
this week was the Bears just stampeding over the Eagles to momentarily take the number one seed.
Yeah, I had the Bears in this one. I wasn't too surprised at it. I think this was one that I said was like truly a 50-50. But yeah, good for the Bears. I think they did this really just on the back of their defense and their special teams. But Caleb was good in a pinch. Very clutch.
Let's see. What are the other highlights? The
And no, I
Texans,
think that's it. I think that's
Texans,
it.
quote unquote, upset the Colts for the time. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah,
My
we can
boy
talk more
Kirk
about
falls
the
on his face.
But
Yeah,
yeah, just wanted to give a big shout out again to the Panthers, who I think really look like they have all the parts that they need to be a great team now, and just kind of need to put it together consistently.
I wouldn't say
Oh,
great. Maybe like a spoiler.
yeah, I would say I think they have the parts to be great. I don't think they are a great team right now,
Let's just
but
say
I
they're
think like
good.
yeah, they are a good team right now.
Great is a crazy.
Old Bryce Young became the youngest player in NFL history with 11 game-winning drives. In
Really?
good company. He surpassed Josh Allen and Peyton Manning.
Bryce Young has that?
Yeah,
That's just
Mr.
not even.
Clutch.
It's just not even believable.
Yeah, I would have imagined if Jaden Daniels continued to be good this year, he probably would have been the youngest to ever accomplish that because he was really clutch in the past.
The whole past
But
one season.
yeah, I mean he probably had like 5 or 6 game-winning drives in that one. Anyway, yeah, Bryce Young, 24 years, 128 days, becomes the youngest player to ever do that.
I can't believe they stuck with him through the entire first season, first 2 seasons, where he got like benched like 4 times in those 2 years,
Old Bryce Young.
and now he's
Bryce is
like.
nice.
I mean, in a while, it's kind of like satisfying to watch him,
Huh?
look like I guess a franchise quarterback after such an insanely turbulent 2.5 seasons, basically.
Yeah, I mean he had no parts around him besides maybe, but
I think he got benched for Andy
yeah,
Dalton like 3 separate times.
right. No, I'm not saying he looked good, either. I'm not saying like it was like everybody was just dropping his passes and there was no line and he was innocent. But yeah, good for him. I think he definitely looks like he can be a franchise quarterback now, no question about it. Want to move on?
Yeah, let's skip to the real recap. Week
Okay.
14 now, less
Yeah.
back in time. First up, we've got Thursday Night Football. The Cowboys' 3-game winning streak gets snapped by the Lions. I'm not as
Yep.
down on this game as a lot of other people have been. I've heard a lot of like crazy things in this game. It's like the Cowboys still put up 30. The defense was still mediocre. We still had a lot of pressure, but you can only score so much. What I'm hearing a lot of people saying is they're saying how much like George Pickens just like wasn't trying or gave up this game. And
Yeah.
I don't really see that, man. I'm gonna have to see more than one game of a pattern to like buy into that.
Yeah, his body language wasn't great, but I agree with you. I don't think this was a matter of he's not trying. I think this was a matter of he gets too emotional and just needs to keep his head in the game. He needs to be a Cooper Cup, right, when things are not looking.
Yeah, and then on the end of the first half, CeeDee Lamb went down with a concussion in this game, so he was doubled during while he was playing, and then doubled after that. So
Yeah. On the other side of the wide receiver core, we've got Amon Ra coming back after multiple weeks in. He was like hobbled in practice for most of the week, and
no,
damn, did he good.
he didn't miss any games.
He didn't miss anything. I thought he missed
That was what was
2
crazy
games.
about this game is he was supposed to miss this game, and then
Uh-huh.
I guess they were lying about his ankle because he was just fine in this game.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, he had the injury, played through it. I don't know if they were maybe misrepresenting how bad it was, but I think he was either limited or mispracticed all week. Um,
Yeah, I don't know how a wide receiver of all positions can
yeah, yeah, you're right. The ankle injury was last week. My
sprain
bad.
their ankles and not 7 days later because the Lions played on Thanksgiving. Also, he comes back and can play like that after. That is so crazy.
Yeah, he is something else, and yeah, I mean, with him, the Lions are a very good team. But
My uncle on Thanksgiving, they said they stuffed his ass into a sarcophagus and he healed up.
good Egypt joke right there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually a
Uh,
Stargate joke because in Stargate they
oh, really?
sarcophaguses heal people.
See, I would have liked it better if it were an Egypt joke because Amun Ra being the Egyptian god of the sun.
Well,
sarcophagus.
the bad
Like they
guys,
have
the bad
something
guys
there.
in that show are Egyptian,
Of course they
Egyptian
are.
aliens, basically.
At least they're not space juice. Let's move on.
All right, next up, we got my boy Kirk in his third start getting dumpstered again. It is not. It has been some very rough sailing for Kirk so
Yeah.
far.
Now this was 6-6 at halftime.
Yeah, I
I think
saw that.
yeah, really the story of the Seahawks is they can put up one incredible half of football each game, and their other half is just kind of okay. Usually the first half is the one where they're just like getting ahead by 5 touchdowns and then letting their foot off the gas. Yeah, Seattle, like the Rams, very complete team. Offense that can put up touchdowns like crazy sometimes, and defense that is just absolutely lights.
Yeah, they're going to be scary in the playoffs if Sam Darnold doesn't, make a fool of himself. That's for
Yeah, I
sure.
forget whether you thought this was going to be a close game or not, but
I
I
doubt
think I
it.
remember saying Atlanta didn't have a chance.
No, I don't think they had a chance.
Yeah.
All right, next up, in an awesome bounce back game, and this was probably the best or second best game of the
Eh,
season for Aaron.
eh.
Definitely was. You just filled with so much hate.
This is I mean like like read some NFL news. This was easily the most controversial game of the week. There was a ridiculous roughing call against Baltimore that gave Pittsburgh a touchdown instead of a field goal
Yep,
early on.
I watched this game.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
just that they
Yeah.
overturned a touchdown in the end
The
zone
touchdown that was a touchdown. Yeah, they CJ2K'd him. Like
well,
yeah. To
whatever it
me,
was, the
yeah.
commentators at the time explained that like the third process of the catch, whatever nuance, wasn't
Yeah.
completed. It
I
looked like
think
a
it was
catch to me, but whatever.
Yeah, I think it was clearly a catch. I don't think that was like an all-time bad call or anything, but it was definitely the thing that really sucks is they overturned, and it was weird because the ref's mic went out, so we couldn't even tell what the initial call was. The initial call was apparently a touchdown, and to overturn that is kind of ridiculous, based on what we saw.
That
So
being said,
Baltimore,
it's not as
yeah,
if Lamar like got it back in this game. He was still garbage in this game, just like he's been the
second
last 4 or 5
half he did
weeks.
that. But yeah, Baltimore's offense, maybe short of like Philly's being bad, has been kind of one of the biggest bad surprises of the season.
Most definitely.
Um, yeah, Baltimore, if the refs were competent, would have been up late in this game. But I will admit, Pittsburgh would have played it differently if Baltimore were up, and they still may have won this game. It was a close game.
Yeah, and now that really puts a nuclear strike, losing a divisional game for the Ravens' chances at winning the division, and firmly puts the Steelers
Yeah.
in the driver's seat. And I've seen both the schedules. It's definitely going to be way easier for the Steelers to keep the division than the Ravens.
Well, the Ravens are going to be the biggest Dolphins fans in the world next.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got the Titans securing their second win of the season. But the bigger story is just how much smoke everyone's blowing up Shador Sanders' ass for how well he played in this game.
I mean, he had like what 360 something yards, somewhere around there,
Yeah,
on 40 attempts. Like,
4 touchdowns.
he hit some dimes on long throws. Got to clean up, the consistency and just kind of placing things perfectly on the shorter passes. But yeah, I mean, you can see a lot of potential in Shador right now.
This was also the game that caused me to lose my chance at making the fantasy playoffs, so I might hold that against him the rest of his career.
Why, your opponent play Shador or something?
No, he threw to some garbage. Who the hell's heard of Harold Fannin Jr. tight end who made 25
I've never
points?
heard of him.
Yeah, he made 25 points, and I only lost by 5.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Like your Cowboys always do, you would have been one and done in those playoffs anyway. Tell your team.
For me, that's definitely true. I think the Cowboys have way more of a chance. My team was garbage. All right, next up, we've got the Colts getting annihilated by the Jags, but that's not the worst of it. What the hell? Oh, yeah, Daniel Jones. He's out for the season with the old quarterback Achilles, and it's probably just as well because he was choking by the week as it was.
That is true. I mean, the whole team was playing less well. even JT wasn't looking sharp on a majority of his runs. Um, yeah, what can I say, man? Like, very sad to see. As he was having, despite flailing in the last couple weeks, a very good season.
Man, if he
Um,
just finished out this season, he was probably going to get mad paid. I bet. He was
yeah,
on like a 1 year deal for this season.
this is really sad, and he may not be available to play until late next season either. This is suspected to be up to a 12-month injury.
Whew.
Yeah, it fucking
Yeah.
sucks. At least it's not like it happened on like some like completely insignificant play or game. Uh, really hate when that happens to a player, but it's
That's what I
just
hope
kind of
happens to
like,
Mahomes.
come on.
I hope
When
they
when
get.
when your muscles are this big and you're sprinting at that type of rate and you're getting hit, I understand this is non-contact, right? But it's like your body's still taking the hits. It's just like it's an inevitability of playing a sport like this, and it's really sad to see, man. I hate it. Jacksonville, on the other hand, like your boy Lawrence looked really really good.
My
He
boy.
was hitting receivers perfectly.
This guy is about
Um,
as big as a fraudster as Daniel Jones is. Seeing the record 9-4 next to the Jags, I feel like I gotta like clean some shit out of my eyes. Doesn't even make sense.
you definitely have some feces on your glasses sometimes. Jacksonville's a good team.
They're gonna like
Let's move.
back into winning this division, honestly. All right, next up, we got Jaden Daniels going out
Mhm.
for the fourth time, re-aggravating his elbow in a game where they got blown out. Not much to say. The Vikings are not good offensively, but dropped 31 on this team.
Yeah. I think really really cool to see from Minnesota fans who are probably flagging in their faith that this team could do anything. But I think the bigger story here is Washington. Um, Washington's a bad team, and I think as much as I absolutely love Jane Daniels, his attitude, his resilience, and the fact that he can come up clutch, I think we have to stop believing that he's a good quarterback until he shows us otherwise. Even last year, as they were winning a lot of games, Jaden was playing pretty average football a lot of the time. Yeah, he can make some cool plays with his legs. That the biggest thing he did was just come up big in the clutch situations. It wasn't like he was playing brilliant football. And I think we're seeing kind of the other side of when he doesn't have that clutch power, when he doesn't have kind of just everything kind of working out and going his way at the end
Yeah,
of the game.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think he was good
Okay.
last season. I mean, I don't think you, with the defense he had, I don't think you get to the NFC Championship that they did off of like a quarterback that's just phoning it in. You know.
I hear you, and I certainly don't think he was a bad quarterback last. Um,
And he set
but I
the
don't.
rookie rushing record amongst quarterbacks that same season.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a pretty specific record for a not as important part of the game as just being able to consistently throw the ball for first downs. He was he was certainly a fine quarterback last year, probably a good one, right? But I think that there was kind of a magic around him because he was pulling out these fourth quarter comebacks. And the reason he needed to pull out the fourth quarter comebacks, one, their defense was not good in the first half of the year, but two, he wasn't able to put teams away early on like a really good quarterback. And yeah, I think we're kind of seeing the inverse of that same coin this year, where his just kind of average performance throughout the game just is not enough. He is not
Well,
playing well.
this was his
Yeah,
first game back after like 4 or 5 weeks. I'm gonna have
yeah,
to
he
see
wasn't good
like
in the
a
first part of the season either.
yeah, I'm gonna have to see like a whole season where he actually
Yeah.
plays
Okay.
to condemn him. He's had like half a dozen injuries this season.
Yeah, when Aaron Rodgers, when I predicted last season and the season before as well that he'd be lousy, not the worst in the league, but lousy. Um, and then he got injured, and everyone's like, "Oh, you have no idea what he would have done." And then he did exactly what I said he would do the next year. I think that
No,
same
he
argument
was
can be
hurt
made
that
again.
whole
I
year
think I was
too.
right. Sure, he was. Every quarterback's hurt in some way. You don't complain about it, but well, Aaron Rodgers does complain.
All right, tell us
Anyway,
about
yeah,
this masterful Dolphins win.
this was just an absolute crushionation. First three drives, Miami put touchdowns up on every single one, and then their boomstick D held one of the worst offenses in the league, the Aaron Rodgers ravaged New York Jets offense, to basically nothing all game.
Why didn't they get better after Aaron left? What's the
Why
what?
didn't they get better after he left? Because he left them in shambles. They had we've talked about this before. They had no salary cap room left to spare. He brought all of his friends in who weren't good, and basically just stopped the growth of the team, and then he peace outed.
Devontae Adams was definitely good.
Yeah, not for the Jets, he wasn't.
You such a hater.
Yeah, Miami has now won 4 games in a row, and 5 of their last 6 after starting the season 1-7. They are the comeback kids of the NFL. They are
Yeah,
tied with the Chiefs in the
that's the.
playoff
I
hunt.
know that's what I told someone last night. They got the same record as the Dolphins.
Yeah, if you would have told me that after 14 weeks, the Dolphins and the Chiefs would be tied in the playoff hunt, I would have been like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like we're probably like 10-4 right now, and we'll find a way to lose the last 3 games of the season, and miss the playoffs.
Look at you talking about missing the playoffs. You were like, they're. I've been asking you like every week, like, what's their path or what's their shot, and you're like, they're done. They're done.
Yeah, after the first few weeks, I was saying that, and I'm still right. They're not making the playoffs, but man, to keep that 1% chance of hope alive, it's fun. Yeah, this is a team that's fighting, and you can absolutely see in the successful parts of their games, the brilliance that was the Mike McDaniel's offense from a few years ago, and how it's still working. With that said, Devin Achan had got injured and was taken out in the first half of the game, screwing up all my DraftKings lineups, of course.
Uh-oh, he's like the whole team basically.
Yeah, I mean they definitely didn't look they still looked good against the Jets, but they definitely didn't look the same after they lost
I
him.
think
It
this
was like
team
they were
just
moving the
grinds
ball.
to a halt without him.
Well, their defense was still boomstick. Um,
Yeah, they really held Tyrod Taylor in check.
they held Brees Hall in check too, though.
All right,
Um,
next up, equally shocking that the Dolphins and Chiefs have the same record.
yeah, HN
This,
may be back next week. McDaniel said that in an emergent situation he could have played. It was a ribbon.
all right. The Saints beat
Go
the
on.
Bucks.
Yeah, this was crazy. This was crazy. We didn't think the Aints had a chance.
They still don't have a chance, but this was definitely embarrassing for the Buccaneers, seeing as how the Panthers now have like the same record as them.
Yeah,
But
I got to see parts of this, and Schaaf's stat line may not have been that impressive, but he made some crazy good plays throughout the game.
yeah, Baker has played really poorly the last 2 weeks, and I know because he's my fantasy quarterback. And he hasn't even gotten like 35 points the last 2 weeks. And they play the Panthers twice in like the last 4 games of the season, so it's really going to come down to who wants it more.
Yeah, with Tampa Bay's defense, it's hard to have faith at this point.
Yeah, but they're going to get Mike Evans back, and they're going to get that other dude back. They're going to get like all 4 of them at the same time.
Luka?
They have him. There's like a Macmillan guy, and then Chris
Oh,
Godwin, and all of them. And I don't know, maybe it might make the difference having all the homies.
maybe. I mean, you can only throw to one person at a time, although, it's definitely going to be good not having to have people double covered as much. I don't have a ton of faith in the Bucks. I mean, obviously they're in a pretty weak division, but I don't know. Do you think they can pull it up?
I think they can pull it out. I don't know if they will or not, and it's going to be very disappointing for them because they're supposed to be on this upward trajectory. You know,
I mean, they can't beat Carolina at this point, can they?
I don't think Carolina is untouchable now. They can
Yeah,
definitely lose at any given
that's
time.
that's fair. They're really capable of anything on the low end too.
Yeah, they like
um,
lost like 40-3 against the Bills right after they beat the Falcons like 30 to
yeah,
0
I
or
mean, New
something.
Orleans has beaten Carolina and the Bucks. I think within 3 weeks now. So it's too late for them, but it's so funny watching teams like Tennessee and New Orleans, win games, and I like that teams show pride and compete. But man, the only thing that they accomplish is, tanking their own draft pick.
Next up, we've got the game I had to not watch to watch Aaron because they were on at the same time. But
Uh
man,
huh.
this would have been so much fun to watch. It was like a blizzard, and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. I watched some clips of this. There was like so many cool plays in this game. Josh ran the ball for like 100 yards in this game or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This
Some
was
of his
so
runs at the
awesome.
end were crazy.
There was some,
He wasn't sliding on a lot of those. The Bengals are like, should I hit him? Should I hit him? He just wouldn't slide.
yeah, definitely a very important statement game for the Bills. Again.
Yeah, if I remember, the Bills were behind early. Checking it, yes, the Bills
Yeah.
were behind 21-11 at halftime, and really pulled it out. Fourth quarter, they had 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
Uh, it's just been the Bengals story all season, especially in the second half. But really, all game long, their defense just cannot tackle people. Their defense can't tackle people. They can't defense passes. They suck. They suck, and they shouldn't have given me that $1 million contract because I haven't been able to tackle anyone either.
What are you, linebacker?
Yeah, I'm their only linebacker.
You sure as shit ain't playing corner.
That's actually what I would play the most when I was in a flag football league.
Alright, what's next? We got the Broncos shit on the Raiders, and then we got a very big game where the Bears lose a very close one to the Packers
The
and drop
Broncos
from.
barely won that game.
Yeah, I mean, they barely won a lot of games.
Yeah.
And then the Bears drop from the 1 seed to the 7th seed because that's how stacked the NFC is. Everyone's got 9 or 10 wins, basically. Now the Bears are at the bottom of the playoff picture, which is kind of crazy.
I'm not too worried for them, honestly. Like, I think if you look kind of outside the 7 seed, I don't think there's too many teams that are really threatening to take them over.
Well, do you think the Lions are going to miss the playoffs then? Because
I think,
a good team has to miss the playoffs, whether it's the Bears, the Lions, or the Niners, or the Packers, or someone.
yeah, I think it could be the Lion. I think it could be the Packers. Certainly, they're not playing well.
Well, they played well on Thanksgiving against the Lions, and they were
Yeah,
pretty good in this game.
yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. And those are important divisional matches. Could be the Lions. Yeah. I mean, that's just such a. I think more so than the NFC being stacked. I think the NFC North is really stacked.
Well, so is the Niners division with the Rams and the
Yeah. That's true.
Seahawks.
The NFC West. Yeah, 3 really good teams, and then the House of Cards. Uh, yeah, you're making a good point. But like the rest of the NFC is just so bad.
That's why we.
You get the Panthers, and that's it.
And then speaking of the Cards, they got
Uh-huh.
obliterated, and rightfully so.
Oh yeah, the Rams were not letting the Cards anywhere near contention. Puka had 2 touchdowns the first time in his career, which is really surprising when you think of like all the crazy plays and long catches that he makes.
Surprised he hasn't had 3.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't had 3 multiple times. Honestly, he's often putting up 150 plus yards. It's surprising that it never came with more than 1 touchdown.
From what I read, though, he's been getting like the insane amount of yards, but Devonta Adams has been getting like all the red zone targets.
Right. And Adams is a very good red zone type of receiver. Very good hands. Can body out the defense. I get that. I get that. And before him, Cooper Kupp was super reliable in the zone and on third downs. But it's still really surprising with how much Puka has done for this team. This is his first touchdown game. Every part of the Rams looked so good as you. I feel like last week was a.
Yep, I was playing against Puka this week, and that's largely why I lost because he made 35 points.
Absolutely, man. Great fantasy football player. Great fantasy football strategy. Don't play against Puka.
You gotta play the teams on your schedule.
Exactly. You have no control.
All right, and in the feel-good story of the week, the Chiefs are just about eliminated by the Texans in the most anemic, feckless, limp dick performance in Mahomes' career.
Oh, that's not fair. Mahomes was hitting receivers perfectly in the hands, and they were like, "Let me just swat it away." I think there's a Texans guy there. Let me tap it up to them.
Tons of drops, 3 picks, less than a 50% completion rate. It was a thing of beauty. He didn't get sacked a ton of times, but he was running for his life the whole game, and it was a thing of beauty to behold.
I'm sure you were surprised when I sent you my picks and Houston was on there.
Yeah, I actually had to double check that. Are you kidding? I couldn't even get this one.
That's how little faith I have in the Kansas City offense as a whole. This is not Mahomes' fault. We were talking about, it's not like Bryce Young was innocent the last couple seasons. Patrick Mahomes is innocent right now.
Oh, don't give me that shit. He's supposed to be just about the GOAT. Well, the GOAT rises to the occasion, man.
The GOAT rose to the occasion? I mean, he's not the GOAT anymore.
He's almost the GOAT, right?
Yeah. You can hit people all day if they're not willing to catch the ball. What are you supposed to do, man?
The only thing, this Mahomes breaking down was great, but seeing Kelsey on the sideline about to go out back and hang himself in the locker room because he dropped the ball 4 times. He was 1 of 7 for 5 yards in this game. He had 4 drops. Rashee Rice had 2 drops. Kareem Hunt had 2 drops. It was a thing of beauty.
If you go on op.gg and you look up your personal summoner profile, Chris,
I have that.
There's a few games where your team lost and you had over a 5.0 rating, sometimes way over a 5.0.
That happens every game in ARAM.
And the way they classify that, they literally call it innocent. That's what Mahomes was here.
Oh no, I think
Mahomes was the second best player in this entire game.
No, I think that's Ace. Ace is the best player on the losing team in op.gg.
Yeah, he was definitely the ace as well. Yeah. But this wasn't downfall where he had a strong start and then just was trying and tanked it. He did everything he could to make this offense competent. Houston's defense is incredible, right? That won them the game. It certainly wasn't Stroud's play.
Oh my God, Stroud! Yeah. He was under. I honestly think he was under even more pressure than Mahomes. He was just able to make enough plays.
Good defense too, yeah.
Bro, I'll credit the Spagnola or whatever his name is, the Chiefs defense for this. Those second half adjustments, when they started the third quarter, I don't think I have ever seen a quarterback under as consistent pressure as Stroud was the entire third and most of the fourth quarter. You
don't watch Bears games very much.
I don't care what it was. I've never seen it. Yeah. I've been watching football for 15, 17 years. Yeah. Every single time he dropped back, they were coming for him. And he had to throw it into the ground every single down. He could not do jack shit in the third and most of the fourth quarter. And Chris Jones, the Chiefs guy, he was all over him. I don't know what adjustments they made. Suddenly the whole D-line of the Chiefs had mad juice. It was the black magic infected them at halftime and was trying to desperately will this Chiefs team to a playoff berth, but it was even the black magic wasn't strong enough to infect.
They had some witch draining all the blood sugar from the Houston's offensive line.
They put Warcraft 3 Hearthstone bloodlust on these Chiefs defensive linemen. It was and they went, man. I've
Man, you
never.
want some like real, yeah, you want some real like, classic, old school bloodlust. Go back to like Might and Magic.
I felt way more bad for CJ, of course, than Mahomes. It was all
Yeah.
he could do to just get rid of it. He got sacked like 7 times in this game, or something.
Man, you could be the sharpest shooter on the planet. If they forgot to load your gun with ammunition, you're just gonna be shooting blanks all day,
Anyway,
and your
that
stat
made
line
me
won't show it.
feel way better about the Cowboys game. And then, yeah, the Chiefs fall to the mangy Dolphins record. Whoever. And then in
6-7, keep up alive.
exactly. And then it's hilarious to see the Chiefs right next to the Dolphins and all of those in the hunt things they bring up. It's crazy.
Man.
Like, in the hunt, the Dolphins.
They got harpooned like 6 weeks ago, but they're still, despite bleeding out into the water, they're still swimming around, eating the
All
littler
right.
fish like the Jets.
Now to
And next
Monday
week,
Night
it's Pittsburgh
Football. We have
Steelers.
a
Yeah,
equally humorous game that had like 7 or 8 turnovers. Did you watch this game?
I did watch this game, including 2 turnovers on a single play. Where,
Oh man, that was
yeah, this
hilarious.
is amazing.
It was yeah, that was crazy. And I checked that to see if it counted against Hurts in fantasy because
Hmm.
he threw a pick and then fumbled the recover on the exact same play. And yeah, in fantasy, that counted as 2 turnovers.
But didn't he also get 2 points for recovering the fumble?
No, because he's not like a defensive player.
Oh, your offensive players can't get defensive stats? Some leagues let you do that. Okay.
I guess mine doesn't. I looked at
Okay.
the Chargers and they also got
Bro.
like 2 points for the pick and the forced fumble, so they got it
Yeah.
though.
Jalen Hurts had two interceptions his entire season coming into this game, 4 picks in this game,
And a
which
fumble.
is absolutely crazy, and a fumble, exactly.
Yeah.
One of them was not his fault, and 2 of them, while they probably were his fault, like they were still like incredibly good plays by the Chargers D. I feel like it was more of a great play by the D than anything else. But yeah, just he was throwing things he shouldn't throw all night.
Yeah, both these defenses were pretty good, and both these offenses were honestly mediocre. I was saying that I don't think either of these
I think the
teams are
Chargers
really as good as their record indicates.
Yeah. I'm blanking out on the coach's name. I know it. On the Chargers. It's he used to be on the
You mean Harbaugh?
yes, Harbaugh. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harbaugh played the game too conservatively, and that's part of the reason that the Chargers weren't able to get a big lead. And Dicker had to kick 5 field goals, which he just we talk sometimes about how great Aubrey is, and Aubrey is great. Dicker, it really is like I think that good, minus having like like a super powerful leg like Aubrey does. Dicker's just the most consistent kicker ever, I believe, statistically, and really just does not miss in the clutch.
Yep, and I've done the math. If the
Mhm.
Eagles win or lose 1 of their next 4 games and the Cowboys win out, the Cowboys take the division.
Yeah, the Cowboys aren't going to win out though.
What? Look at what.
You're hoping that the Eagles lose more than.
No. All right, dude, we play the Vikings at home next. Are you kidding
Mm-hmm.
me? We can put up
Mm-hmm.
points. And we play the Chargers at home. We definitely have a way better offense than them, and I don't think
Oh.
their offense is anything. And then we have to travel to the Redskins and the Giants. Right? Like, what? We could win out.
Okay, you're not going to beat the Chargers.
What?
And as much as you've been hyping up the Giants all season, I can believe you can win the other.
Why can't we beat the Chargers? They're
You
mediocre
can't
as
beat
fuck.
the Chargers are a good team.
They aren't.
You can't beat good
They have a
teams.
good defense. Their offense is
Whatever.
bare bones.
Whatever. I think we'll see the Dolphins in the playoffs quicker than we see the Cowboys win out.
Okay.
If anything, the Eagles are gonna like lose 3 of their last 4, and you guys can back it. That's what I think is gonna.
It's that NFC cursed where like no team has consecutively won the division for 20 years.
Yeah, the NFC. Well, because there's no good team in the NFC East. That's why.
No, it just goes back and forth between the Eagles and the Cowboys a million times, man.
All right, let's speed run Week 15 because I gotta go soon.
Oh, and I'd just like to
Oh,
say
and
one more thing. This
yeah.
Eagles loss brings me closer to that Papa John's pizza because the Bills are going to go further in the playoffs.
I guess we'll see, man. We'll see. Oh, what did I have? The Eagles?
You said the Eagles would get way
Oh,
further
fuck.
than the Bills.
All right, whatever. You're still gonna owe me a Steam game. I hope.
Yep, I'm going to be scrolling through mass weeb shit, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I think you're looking good for that pizza, honestly.
Okay, let's start
We didn't
with
take a
our.
prop, so you're a loser. And I had Houston recovering 4 fumbles. There were no fumbles in that game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't do one. Alright, now let's bring up my own shame. We got me. Shit. Where's my picks? Okay. Alright. The last 2 weeks I've went 9-7 and 10-4, which is definitely an improvement over the weeks before that. But Jason went 12-4 the week 13 and then tied me this week with 10-4. Unfortunately, I only kind of stopped the hemorrhaging. I haven't reversed it yet. So now I am a colossal 12 games down at 125 and 83, while Jason sits at 137 and 72. Way down on my like 70% win rate last season. I'm probably down to like 60 or something.
Yeah, I'm keeping up with the juggernaut, like 2 out of every 3 games picking right. But like, what do you think you lost from last season? What was going so well that you're just clueless right now?
I, I'm not sure I
All
have a
right, no one
theory.
cares. Let's move on to week 15.
I don't think I have a theory. All right, first up, actually days in the future instead of later today, as usual.
Uh-huh.
We've got Thursday night football, Falcons against the Bucks at home, and this is
Days.
definitely a make it or break a game for the Bucks, as it's the first of a long chain of divisional games they finish out the year with. And I have to believe my boy Baker's going to come online, and that my boy Kirk is going to keep choking, sadly.
Yeah, I'll take the Buccaneers as well. I think this is going to be a sloppy, close game where neither team plays particularly inspiring.
Yep. All right, we got these red hot surging Browns in a loss playing the Bears.
yeah, like they're not even on a win streak. What are you talking about?
Bro, the way people talk up this Shador guy, you'd think he's like the second coming over here.
This is the first time they've had a good offense. I mean, you could say Flacco maybe, but I think this is the first time they've really had like a good offense in years.
Yeah, since Baker was here, probably.
Yeah, Baker too. Oh no, Baker. Yeah, Baker. I always
think
believed in Baker.
Baker
But,
took him to a playoff game once, I think.
I always believed in Baker, but he got so much shit when he was on Cleveland. And he didn't look good on Cleveland. It was because of Cleveland. It wasn't because of him.
Yeah, that's the culture.
Yeah.
Do you think this
who you got?
menacing Browns pass rush and defense is enough to... They've slowed down all the great running teams, so can they slow down the Bears? Because Caleb ain't nothing to write home about in terms of passing.
Caleb's been clutch in the fourth, man. I like the Bears here because I think that their defense is going to be really good at picking on quarterbacks without a lot of experience. They have very good schemes, and they're very good at kind of hiding their intent. I think even though it's not going to be my prop, I would predict that Shadur is going to throw at least make at least 3 turnovers this game. Despite the fact that I think he is the real deal, I think he's going to struggle in this one. I've got the Bears.
Well, I desperately need some points, so I'm picking the Browns, even though I don't really care about this Shador guy.
Wow. Like the Duty Browns, you were just flushing your chances of winning a Steam game down the toilet.
I think I'm counting on Myles Garrett to give me this W.
Yeah, I mean, Miles is playing lights out, but I don't see Cleveland putting up points in this one. It might be close to the fourth. I think Chicago's going to pull it out, though.
All right, next up, we got the Ravens at Cincinnati in another do or die game. The Ravens might actually just be essentially eliminated if they lose a third one in a row. And the Bengals are also clinging on life support, but mostly because this division's really bad.
Yeah, Cincinnati won this matchup just 2 weeks ago. It's always so weird when you have like the divisional matches and then they play again 2 weeks later. I think that's happening with Washington
Philly.
and
Philly.
Washington and Philadelphia, maybe right at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that's 2 games that the Eagles can't lose.
You
um,
never know.
yeah. I mean,
Marcus
they're
Mariota
better.
been balling.
Oh, sure, yes, but there's 0 points last game.
Bro, the Redskins barely almost beat the Broncos last week, man.
I'm I'm really torn in this one. I'm gonna go with President. And as much as Cincinnati's defense literally can't stop anyone, Baltimore's offense hasn't been able to get out of its own way. Give me the Bengals.
Oh, man. Can't you pick the Ravens? I need this.
I can do it if you want. I can pick the Ravens.
Okay, I need the Bengals.
Okay, I'll give you the Bengals. I'll take the Ravens.
Okay. Maybe
Because
Lamar.
I love you, Christy.
I do think Lamar is going to put it together before the season's over.
Yeah.
He's going to come out of this spiral he's in because he's just too good. He is too good to play this bad for like a month, you know?
You're trying to convince me of why the team that you wanted me to pick so bad, and I already agreed to pick, and that you don't believe is going to win,
I just don't
is
want you
going
to
to take
take it
it.
back, you know?
I'm not going to take it back. Like,
Okay.
you inted on Cleveland,
I
so.
hinted. I took a support mid, yeah, man. Okay. Next up, we've
You
got
took
the
an eight.
Cards.
Top.
Cards playing the red hot 5 wins in a row Texans over here.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know if Jacoby Brissett's got what it takes to survive this Houston beatdown. Not that I honestly believe Stroud is going to be able to put up many points. He's in a
hmm
slump very similar to Lamar, maybe worse.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I will say, I do think that the House of Cards record is worse than their actual team
I
because they're
agree.
just playing in such a tough division.
I agree.
Um, but they're finding ways to lose games, and Houston definitely has like a top three defense. They're just playing such damn good football, and they've been able to float every mistake that Houston's offense have made. I have faith in them again. I'm taking the Texans.
Are you sure you don't want to take the car out? I mean, I had
I'm sure
Jacoby
in this
Brissett.
one.
he's
This one
put
for
up
me
like
is not like a 45-55 like Cincinnati Baltimore.
he's put
You're
up
not
like
convinced.
300 yards a game a week for like a month.
You're not convinced. Do you want Brissett?
I
You don't
had
want
I
Brissett.
had him on my fantasy team just because he was balling. All right, next up,
You're
can
taking the
the
Texans.
I'm taking the Texans. Can the Jaguars repeat the Dolphins' performance against the Jets? Can any team?
Another green team from Florida? Why not? The Jets suck. Thanks, Aaron Rodgers. I'm taking the Jags.
Okay. And then next up, I believe the Chiefs are eliminated if they lose this. At home,
Yeah.
the Chargers, fresh off of you know, another tight game with the Eagles, and another good defense where Mahomes has to play. What do you think, man? I could see this being 50-50. The Chargers beat them
Yeah.
in the opening
Pretty
game of the
close.
season, but
Chiefs
those
in a
were
must-win at
different teams.
Arrowhead near the end of the season against a warm weather team. Um, I mean, I really have a lot of faith in the Chargers, more so than I think most football fans have,
I think they
probably
both
because of
suck.
history. Um, I actually I believe in both of these teams right now. Kansas City's not going to the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but I believe that they can play competitive football.
These
Um,
Chargers, they're the reverse Cardinals. They have a good record, but are much worse than that record.
they might be on fraud watch a little bit, but I do think they're a good team. Um, man,
I'm going with the
man,
Chargers because I hate the Chiefs.
yeah, I know you would. Um, I'm gonna go with the Chargers as well.
All right.
I do think Kansas City is gonna fight and keep this competitive, and they may win. But I feel like I'm just throwing points away if I don't stick with my faith in the Chargers. Yeah, I'll take the
Okay.
Chargers in a close one.
All right. The long-awaited rematch. We got the Bills playing the Patriots at home. The winner
Uh huh.
of this clinches the division if it's the Patriots, and if
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
Bills
say I don't
win,
think
they're
Buffalo can clinch.
if the Bills win this, they'll only be one game down.
Right. I don't know how the tiebreakers would work after that because they'd be 1-1 with each other. I guess the Dolphins did beat the Patriots. I did beat the
What?
Bills a few
Oh,
weeks ago, so New England would still probably have the inside edge on tiebreakers. I'll pick first. I like the Patriots. I like the Patriots. I know that Allen has done a lot of heroics, but he tends to also make a lot of mistakes as well as making a lot of great plays against really good teams. And the Patriots are a really good team right now. I don't think they're gonna lay over and be the mediocre Patriots from the last few years. Give me New England to actually continue their incredible winning streak. I think they started out the season 1-2, didn't they?
yeah, I think so.
They haven't lost a game since.
They're a good complete team, but I don't think they're a great complete team despite 11-2, and I know that's like
Mhm.
crazy. But
Yeah,
I don't think their offense is like, it's not going to get them out of some huge hole, God forbid. Now, they do have a good defense, and their running game is non existent, but I just don't think they have the offensive weapons. And I remember watching the first Bills Patriots game, and I was talking to my
yeah.
dad, and I was like, the way the Bills lost this game, I don't think is replicable. There was like three very fluky turnovers in that game, and it was still a close game. I'm all in
Like
on
I,
the Bills.
yeah. I mean, Allen makes some.
The Magic will
Um,
come back.
there's always magic in the Bills' offense, but Allen also, makes some head scratching mistakes that you might call fluky against really good teams, and the Bills' defense is not as sterling as it has been in most of the 2020s.
That's true. I just don't think this Patriots offense is, going to capitalize on it as hard as other teams
Yeah,
would.
there's a lot of 50-50-ish games this week. I think this is another one of them.
And this
Yeah,
next one
I'm
coming up is another one.
welcome to Toilet Bowl 15 between the
Exactly.
hapless Commanders and the choky Giants.
Yeah, this one, I love these games where both the teams are like so inept. It's actually as difficult as like the Bills and Patriots, you know?
Yeah.
Reverse.
I'll make my pick immediately. You can't choke in a game that's impossible to lose. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart was hurt again, but I think he'll play in
Mhm.
this one. And if he does, I just think he is. This is another team I think is way better than their record. And yeah, the Redskins are definitely on life support. Whereas I think the Giants are largely kind of optimistic looking to like next season, you know?
Yeah, the Washington football team. Let's just get in the trifecta of things to call them. Is probably worse than their 3-win record. I believe they're 3-11, 3-10, 3-10,
Yeah,
or do they have 4-win? I think they're 3-10.
3-10.
Yeah, they are worse than that record, quite honestly. So you're taking the Giants as well?
Yeah, Jackson Dart just looks
Got
like
it.
the real deal and much faster than like Bryce Young, you know?
Yeah, and now a game that if only the offenses were playing might be a 50-50 as well.
Oh, give the Eagles more credit than that. You're always saying the problem with the Raiders is that they're the Raiders, right? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Raiders have nothing going for them. The Philly has good defense going.
Well, the Eagles
All
are
right.
like back in this supernatural funk that they had 2 years ago where they started 10-1 and then lost like seven in a row. Now they've lost three in a row. Their offense looks absolutely incompetent.
Yeah, it's incredible to me that they won 8 games in the first place. To be perfectly frank.
Well, a lot of those games they were like did nothing in the first or second half and still managed to win.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can remember like the Chiefs game, for instance.
That
But
that's honestly one of their best games.
I think it was only in the second half. Was it good though? Right?
I don't remember. That was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need the
All right.
comeback potential, so I'm going with the Raiders upset, even though
What?
it's insane. Geno Smith,
What?
so he's gonna get his like fourth wind. Ashton Genty, they're
Oh
gonna
my
let him
God!
run. Bro, I'm 12
Oh,
games down.
with picks like this, it was so stupid of you to not accept my idea of when you make a ridiculous pick like this, being able to get 2 points for it.
I'm just not in on that stuff as much.
Oh man, this boy is taking the Raiders. You're gonna be like 50-50 on your picks by the end of the season, dude.
Hey, the Titans won last week. I think the Raiders are due. Come on.
Oh God. The Raiders are the Raiders. At least the Titans aren't the Raiders.
I think the
What did I
Titans
tell
are
you,
the
man?
Titans, which might trump the Raiders or the Raiders, man.
You keep Trump's name out of your mouth.
All right,
All right.
next up,
Packers Broncos.
a much more epic game, probably. Two really good defenses. This one's kind of tough to call at Denver. Packers just beat the Bears. The Broncos just beat the Raiders. And, yeah, this one's tough. Packers definitely have a better offense. Both these teams have such a good defense, though.
Yeah, in theory, the Packers have a better offense. Sometimes they get it though. Denver's playing at home, but Green Bay, certainly comfortable in this type of environment late in the season.
What do you
This
think?
is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the Packers. To be honest, I don't like anything I've seen from the Broncos offense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Most of what I've watched, yeah. Occasionally they play really well, and then most of the time they just kind of don't.
All right. In that case, I'm taking the Broncos.
Oh man, he's going all in on week 15. There
I,
are still 3 weeks of football. You could be like 18 games behind me.
I'm in the 2 minute drill, man.
You're in the Hail Mary right now. Like there's 7 seconds left, and you're on the 50.
Yeah,
And you don't have Brandon Aubrey to kick a field goal from 69 yards out.
this isn't as crazy as the Raiders. This is obviously going to be a pretty close game, probably.
Yeah. I could definitely see the Broncos taking.
All right, next up, we got another one which could be either a shootout or a shit stomp by the Rams, possibly. We got the Lions
Right.
playing the Los Angeles at home. And yeah, I really could see the Lions falling on their face against their Ram defense, or I could see this going to like 40-40 or something.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The way I see it, Detroit will probably put up at least 17, 20 points, maybe more. I don't see their defense stopping Matthew Stafford and the incredible weapons he's got in the wide receiving game. Williams et al. Just great running backs, or at
Well,
least very, very good ones.
the Cowboys were
I
able to put up 30, but they got an insane amount of pressure on Dak that game. He handled it pretty well for the most part, but obviously Stafford's drastically less mobile
Stafford plays great in pressure.
than Dak
Yeah.
is.
Stafford is like, dude, hit me. I don't care. He is the Eminem of maybe sacrilegious to say when they're playing against Detroit, but he is the Eminem of NFL quarterbacks. Give me the Rams all day in this one. I don't think the Lions are necessarily going to get embarrassed. I just don't think they have the firepower to beat the Rams.
They definitely have the firepower. It's just a matter of how much, if they can like bring it to bear against this Rams defense, because they definitely have the talent.
They have some firepower on their offense, no question about it. I just don't think it's enough to beat what the Rams are going to do to them. Yeah.
I agree, so give me the Lions.
Okay.
All right, next up we've got these.
You're actually taking the Lions. You're just going to int like that.
It's not an int. Come on, it's the Lions,
Okay.
man.
It is the Lions.
The Raiders is an int. Okay.
And just look at history. Even if it's going to be a close game, the refs will find a way to screw the Lions somehow.
Maybe. Next up, we've got the great Panthers team against the Red Hot Saints, fresh off their third win against the Bucks.
Yeah, and one of those wins was against the Panthers just a few weeks ago. Give me the Panthers.
Yeah,
The Panthers are just too good.
I have actually less faith in the Saints than the Raiders, so I'm not going to roll the dice with this one. Give me the Panthers too now.
All right. That's fair. And I do think that like the Panthers could come out and lay up a stinker. Like I think this is maybe like a 75-25 game even against a bad New Orleans team.
I think the Panthers
But
could lose any game, honestly.
yeah, that's exactly the point I'm making. Except to the Raiders. They'll never lose to the Raiders. But I could see them losing to like Tennessee. I could see them losing to the Jets. It's only going to happen like, one out of every like 5 times they play them, but you know, they're just too inconsistent to be like a New England or something, or like a or like a like a Seattle that's just never going to lose to bad teams like the Saints.
All right, so we both got the Saints.
Very
Next up, we've got whoever the hell is playing for quarterback with the Colts. I hear that Philip Rivers is coming out of retirement to practice for them. That was interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Tidbit of news. And he's like 40 something. Playing the Seahawks at home, and I think there's a very real possibility the Colts are just going to lose the whole rest of the season.
It could happen. It's really, really sad to see a collapse like that after they had just such a good story and just such fire in the first half of this season.
It was predictable as hell. Even if he didn't get hurt, it was like just spiraling.
Yeah, they're unsure who's going to start. AI is saying Riley Leonard is
Never
expected to start despite his PCL sprain.
Well, there's no way he's Shador Sanders.
Yeah, behind him is Brett Ripien and Philip Rivers. What an absolute, just what an absolute, like,
yeah, they're no Skylar Thompson.
To be in. Yeah. You can always stack an extra guy in the box against Taylor. It's like the opposite of the Wildcat, right? The defense can put an extra player in the box. When the passing game is in that kind of disarray, it's really sad. And my God, it's the Seattle defense. Do they even need an extra guy in the box?
They can probably put 2 extra in the box because they don't even need a secondary.
They could probably put 2 people in the box and stop this Indianapolis offense.
They probably don't need either of the safeties.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we've got the Titans playing the 49ers at home. Can they rub a number of sticks together again? No.
In a word, no. In a word, no.
That was the best game of Cam Ward's trash career, and he's not going to see the likes of it probably the rest of the year.
Yeah, I don't think we see the makings of a franchise quarterback there yet, that's for sure. Give me the 49ers.
He just needs 2.5 years like Bryce Young.
I'm not saying he won't get there, right? You learn a lot playing at the speed of the NFL, and hopefully you have good coaches. I don't know that Tennessee does, but
Well, they fired their coach.
Yeah, you can really learn a lot. Bryce Young, looked like he was never going to make it a couple years ago. Everyone was dating Shador Sanders before he even played a game.
All right, next up, we've got the Vikings heading to Dallas against my boys. And similar, J.J. McCarthy had the best game of his career last week against the Redskins. But, what are you going to do? This was the first game he hadn't thrown a pick in, and he actually put up some really good numbers. And he's been terrible when he's not been hurt. So, you hate me. You going to pick the Vikings?
As much as I hate you, I'm going to pick.
You said they weren't going to beat any of these teams. They're not going to win out. Vikings must win, right?
I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. I'll give you the chance for a point on the next one because I know how much you hate me.
All right, finally on Monday night, we got the game that is literally love versus hate. Can Aaron beat the
I
Dolphins?
completely agree, and I say we're gonna stop hate this week. Aaron is going down.
To think this is anything more than a toss-up is just like crazy on either of ours.
Yeah,
Both these teams are bad.
I think both of the teams are mediocre. Pittsburgh's defense could give you anything any given day. Miami's offense is almost the same way. So that's a matchup that's really hard to predict on that side of the ball. I think the below mediocre Pittsburgh offense compared against the average Miami defense is probably the thing I'm gonna hang my hat on and say that Miami is gonna make enough stops to barely pull this one out and to stop hate.
Okay, just for the chance of talking mass shit, I'm definitely gonna go with my boy Aaron, man.
You were
Even,
already gonna go with your boy Aaron.
of course, even if he stinks and they still win because he's having a rough day at the office, I'm still gonna talk mass shit.
Okay.
So my boy Aaron for the upset, because these Steelers won 5. What are they? These Dolphins won 4 or 5 in a row now. Whew.
They've won 4 in a row. I mean, it's been against, I think bad teams except the Bills, but yeah.
Okay. And then my prop bet for the week. Let me scroll up. Who was I? Oh, yeah. I'm going to say the same time that Myles Garrett breaks the all-time single-season sack record against Caleb Williams against the Bears, that T.J. Watt is also going to give Tua his, 5th concussion.
Okay, so you have, was that like a two-parter, or?
Yeah, that's it. They both have to happen. He's got to get
Okay.
3
So
or
what was the first part? TJ Watt concusses Tua. And what was the second part of it?
Myles Garrett's got to get the 2.5 or 3.5, whatever the hell sack it is, for him to break the 22.5 record. He needs 2 or 3 or
Garrett
something.
breaks sack record.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You got it. And I have Geno Smith with an extremely inconsistent game where he puts up 2 or more touchdowns and has 4 or more turnovers between interceptions and his personal fumbles against the Eagles.
But he gets 2 touchdowns?
2+ touchdowns, 4+ turnovers.
Well, that might be all he needs. His Eagles defense isn't much more impressive. And I think the Raiders defense is honestly better than their offense. I know that doesn't say much.
That's what I got for you.
All right. Well, that does it for week 15. Coming in from Tuesday for the first time in millennia. And that wraps it up. Anything you got to say?
Just go Finns, and we'll see you next week.
All right.